The recipe I'm making today is from 1390. It's in the Forme of Cury. It contains the most expensive spices that the monarch of the day could possibly afford. And we'll see what they are as we go through the recipe. I'm going to try and follow it as closely as I possibly can. So, to transmogrify our ordinary pork dish, something that everybody is eating 500 years ago, into something that only the nobility can eat, we have to alter it a little bit. So you've noticed that I've taken pork and I've minced it up. Mincing was a process that you had to pay somebody to do. We also got spices like these. Long peppers from Indonesia, cubebs from Java, and at the bottom here somewhere, we have grains of paradise, and they're from the west coast of Africa, a relation of the cardamom. So I'm just about to grind these three spices together to make powders fort. Nice, strong, spicy, heady mix that increaseth the blood. Saffron has quite high moisture content. I've got some over here that I've already dried out in a little saucepan. Just going to add that to my mortar. Saffron, in the days of Henry VIII, it had the same value as 24 karat gold. And the strange thing is, it was sourced from England. If you live near Saffron Walden was a very good saffron producer. Also Croydon in South London. Croydon's original name was Crocusdean. It's where they used to grow the crocus flowers for saffron. It's very expensive, so I'm going to brush off my pestle. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt. So I've added an egg to this mix because eggs help to bind things together. One of the things that I haven't added yet, these are called currants, kind of raisin that comes from Corinth in Greece. Very, very expensive, lovely dark red colour. Sage and pork love each other. So I'm going to be adding quite a bit of sage to my mince, and that'll be adding a nice herby element to it. So it's all bound together very nicely, and that mix can go into the pot. Lots of recipes in the medieval times confuse you with their titles. However, it's called Potews because you're putting the meat mix inside a pot. There is also a recipe in the same book for sakous, so you're putting that mix into a sack. If you were to put it into a sheep's stomach, for example, then it could be haggis. It's going to be fun when we try and crack this open at the end. There's nothing graceful about this. We pack it in as tight as we can because we want a perfect pork-shaped flower pot. Pork-shaped flower pot. Ta-da! There we have it. The thing about medieval recipes is they don't give quantities and they don't give times. It's always just till it be done. From experience, this will take about 25 minutes, parboiling in a nice boiling pot. Righty-ho. If you're doing this at home, I hope you haven't used your best pot or anything because it's about to get broken. Just to stop anything flying around. It shouldn't do, it's terracotta. That seemed to have worked to a degree. There we are, a pot-shaped mound of pork. My meat is ready to go on the spit. I'm just knocking up a batter now, a saffron batter. It's like an ordinary Yorkshire pudding batter that we have nowadays. Again, the most expensive spice in the world going onto a batter mix that goes on the outside of a piece of meat that contains saffron. What's not to like? I've just added an egg to this flour with a bit of milk. And in the recipe book, this is called a fair paste. Fair just means clean or good. And if I put flour and water together, that is a paste as well. We now call it pasta. Pasta is the Italian word for paste. I want a consistency that I can paint onto the outside of my potews. Just a bit more milk in there. There we go. I think that's about the right consistency. We're now going to spit up this potted meat with the aid of my spit boy here, who would class this as a demotion. Sorry, Mark.
Whatever you say, chef.
That's right. That's already steaming, so it's quite hot, and I'm going to start basting it. Let's try that. There we go. This is called enduring. In other words, making golden. Great spit turning skills.
Thanks, chef.
Take a pay increase. 4 pennies a day.
You spoil me. Can I have yesterday off as well?
You want the moon on the stick next. My potews is off of the spit. In the recipe, it says to make a fair paste and then decorate it with flowers made out of the paste. Here's some I prepared earlier. At heart, I'm a good old Tudor historian. I'm going to be decorating my potews with red and white flowers, which are not the Tudor colours, by the way. The Tudor colours are green and white. I need 4 circles to make 1 rose head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so overlap them one onto the other, like so. Roll it up. So I'm using water to basically, as a glue, to stick my pastas together. And that will give us 2 roses. And it's just a case of gently shaping it, make it look like a rosebud. Here are some I prepared earlier. Some I've made out of sugar paste, a powdered up sugar and a gum. For this rose here, made out of pasta, I've used red food colouring. The red food colouring actually contains carmine. Carmine is actually cochineal. It's the crushed shells of a beetle. If you eat sweets like Haribo or something like that, the red ones are coloured with beetle shells. That'll make kids stop eating them. There you have it, Potews. We have made a silk purse out of a sow's ear, and it would have been the subtlety and it would have been the centrepiece of the table. It may be a little bit challenging for the modern day palate, but we'll soon find out, won't we? Here are my volunteers. So we're going to sort of like cut into this now.
It does look very pretty.
Looks deceptive.
The medieval spice palette always makes me think of Middle Eastern, North African cookery.
So I'm imagining a slightly more meaty toad in the hole. Let's see.
You haven't died yet, so I'm going to have a quick taste.
Oh, cheers, mate.
It's very nice, yes. Nice to have the fruit in there as well, adds sweetness.
I'd have it again.
There we go.
Sausagey, fruity, lovely.
So there you have it, Potews, or potwise as we call it now. As much fun as you can have with a piece of pork, very expensive spices, and a 630-year-old recipe. If you like the look of it and you want to give it a go at home, please do, and leave your comments for us so we can have a look how you got on.